Hello and welcome back. This is a video that I've been working on for a long time. It's taken me having to gather resources, pieces of information, and finding a way to put it all together in a way that benefits you, the viewer. I hope you've been enjoying the channel so far. I know we're in early days, but I have had several messages, comments of support, and I'd like to quickly just thank everybody for those before we get into it. Now, I'm going to take you back in time a little bit, particularly to the 11th of July 2023. I had started a new job at a factory. I've worked in many factories in the past. I was 5 weeks in, and during a early morning 6 a.m. till 2 p.m. shift, around midday, I received a phone call from the police. And they informed me that a warrant had been executed on my flat. They had raided my flat whilst I'd been in work. They also said to me that subsequently they had a warrant for my arrest. I asked him what it was about. He said he couldn't tell me on the phone. The one thing that really struck me though was that he said, "We're 99% sure it is you, but we're 1% sure that it isn't you." And again, that just raised even more suspicion in me. I thought, I thought for one, shouldn't you be 100% sure that I've done something before you burst into my flat and kick the door off? That took a long time to get repaired for, by the way, but years ago, all sorted. So when I've been arrested, they've used a yellow Matrix van, or we call them riot vans quite often here in the UK. These big yellow police vans that you can't miss for a mile. They carry like lots of riot gear, shin pads, shields in the back and all of that. One of those pulled up to me. 3 male officers stepped out, and they explained to me that a suspected firearm had been intercepted by UK Border Force and that it had my address on it, and they wanted to ask me some questions about it. So I agreed to be arrested right there. I even held my hands out to the officer like this, and he went, "Oh, there'll be no need for that." They searched me. They put me in the back of the van, and if you've ever been in the back of one of these vans, you'll know it's like a tiny little cell that is just enough room for one person to sit in, and it's all surrounded in plexiglass. No seatbelt, and which isn't great because on the way to the police station, the custody suite, there's lots of turns and roundabouts, so you end up getting thrown from side to side, back and forth. I remember the only thing I said in the van on the way to the station, because it was pure silence and the boredom was just driving me crazy, I said to them, "Can't you just throw on some, throw on the radio or something, some classic FM?" And they said, "Oh, they're not allowed to. They have to be tuned into the police radio all the time." But so we arrived at the custody suite. They let me have a cigarette outside before we went in. I was thankful for that. If you're polite enough with people, police or otherwise, then even if they have an agenda against you or they have a job to do that doesn't work in your favour, you can still get a little something out of them. You can always make things smoother and better for yourself. I believe the phrase is, "Manners maketh man." And I think manners definitely maketh things easier, at least. And so I go in, I'm booked in, the whole palaver, fingerprints, giving your property in, getting marched to your cell. And it must have been about 3 o'clock by this time. I'm thinking, what with the drive, the booking in process and all of that. I have a new mugshot taken. I had a psych eval report done. Yeah, I had a nurse visit my cell, not through an open door or anything. They would never do that. They just speak to you through the hatch. She was a nice enough lady. She did a report on me, which you'll be seeing soon later on in the video. I was marched out of my cell to go to the custody suite interview room, and I was interviewed by 2 detectives about the alleged suspected firearm that was mysteriously addressed to me. And I'm about to play for you that interview now, so listen and learn and enjoy.
Okay, This interview is being digitally audio recorded and I'm Police Staff Investigator 47465 Taylor. The other officer present is
49767 Hamilton.
Thank you. Could you give your full name and date of birth, please?
Yes, Dorian Clinton Steele, date of birth November the 13th, 2000.
Thank you. The date today is the 11th of July and the 2023. At the time my watch is 18:20 hours. Okay. Can you just confirm there's no other persons present in the room?
Yes, I can confirm that.
Just us three?
Yes.
Okay. This interview is being conducted in an interview room at Wirral Custody Suite. The interview is being digitally recorded and may be given in evidence if your case is ever brought to trial. At the conclusion of this interview, I will give you a notice setting out how to obtain a copy of the recording if needed. What I can do is pop that in your property to get when you get released, if that's okay. Right, just turn that off. There we go. So when you were arrested, you were cautioned, but I just need to caution you again, okay, for the record. So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned, something which you may later rely on in court. Anything that you do say may be given in evidence. I have to explain that to you as part of the process. So it's broken down into 3 parts. First part, you do not have to say anything. There's been an allegation of an offence. I need to ask you some questions about that. It's up to you to decide whether you want to answer those questions or not. It's your choice. You have a right in law not to say anything at all. That is entirely up to you. Okay? Second part, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned, something which you later rely on in court. What that means is, if I ask you a question now and you give me an answer, or you don't give me an answer and then it goes to court and you give them an answer or change your answer, they might say, we might not believe you, because they'll say, well, why didn't you tell the officers now? Because they've got a duty to investigate whatever you tell them. So if I was saying an offence where in a location you told me you were 20 miles away, I have a duty to go and investigate that and on your behalf as well. Okay? And the last part is, anything you do say may be given in evidence. It's being digitally audio recorded by the little black boxes that are on the wall. There are cameras in this room, but they're not recorded. It's just an audio-only interview. Okay? If it goes to court, they might play the interview or read from a transcript of that interview.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that I've given you that, do you understand the caution?
Yes.
Of what that means? Cool. You've agreed to be interviewed without a legal advisor being present. I must remind you that you have the right to consult with a legal advisor at any time, free of charge, in private, either on the telephone or in person. If you do change your mind, do let us know. Do you agree to be interviewed without a legal advisor present?
Yes.
Okay, is there any reason for that?
No particular reason, no.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. So I've course done all that bit, gone through all the bits, we've got no one else in the room. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to ask you a number of questions, my colleague might ask you some questions, he's going to be taking some notes, a bit easier to type it on the laptop rather than doing handwritten, so we'll just be typing away. Don't worry about that, that's just for our record when we come back as well as this one. Alright? Just run through it then.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you were arrested you made no reply to caution to the officers, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. So I'm just going to start. Can you tell me about yourself?
In general?
Yeah, in general. Where do you live at the moment?
I live in Birkenhead. I'm 22 years old. I'm working as a PO agency staff in a nut factory. In a month's time, it's most likely that I'll be diagnosed with a personality disorder.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine. So that's what we're just going to go through. So, do you currently live with family or do you live on your own?
I live on my own.
Live on your own, okay. What is your current address? Back to here then.
Yeah.
Too far away.
I'll be walking.
Who do you live with at the moment? You are living on your own?
Living on my own, that's right.
Okay. Okay. You said you work, where did you say you work? The factory?
Sun Valley in Bromborough.
Sun Valley in Bromborough. How long have you worked there for?
It's just over a month, 5 weeks.
Right. Okay. They're alright? Good job?
Yeah.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, I like
Pays
it.
the bills?
Yeah.
Do you have any other sources of income?
No, I mean, I've used eBay before. I'm a trusted and very top-rated seller on eBay, but that's not regular.
Okay.
So my income is from my job at Sun Valley.
What do you sell on eBay?
I was just selling like possessions mainly that I didn't need anymore at the start of this year. I think a rough estimate total maybe made a couple of grand in total.
Right.
But yeah, just things that I didn't need.
Right. But you're not a business seller online?
No, I don't have a business on eBay, that's right, it was just personal belongings, yeah.
Right, okay. That's fine. Are you currently in any educational training other than work?
No.
Just there. Okay. Do you have a driving licence?
No.
How do you travel around?
Walk, bus or train.
Walk, bus or train. Lovely. Okay. I know when you were arrested, your mobile phone, you had a mobile phone with you, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. What type of phone is that?
A smartphone.
Smartphone. What brand?
Huawei.
How long have you had it?
Yeah, years.
Yeah. Can you tell me what your contact number is?
5.
675. How long have you had that number for?
Years. I mean, I couldn't give you an exact date.
Never changed it?
No. It's easy to remember, so you know what I mean, why bother?
Same with me. I've got to the point now where I can remember it off
Yeah.
by heart. Do you have any other phones?
Yeah, I have one other smartphone, but it doesn't have a SIM card in it. It's just a spare smartphone that I have.
What type of phone is that one?
I couldn't even tell you. It's a smartphone, but I couldn't give you the name of the brand or anything.
Okay. Is that used for anything, or is it just...
No, it's pretty. I've tried using it before because the screen on my current phone is cracked, but
Right.
it's better to use me Huawei because this other smartphone is incredibly slow.
Right.
So it's charged, it's connected to the internet, and it's just turned off and saved for an emergency. Say if my current phone was to break.
Yeah.
So you know I could always take the SIM card out of my Huawei and put it into that one.
Of course.
Yeah.
What network are you currently on?
Vodafone.
Okay. Go back to that in a minute. Okay. Does anyone else use your phone? Do you share it with anyone? Just yourself?
Yeah.
So all the contacts, communication, everything's all yours, not anyone else's? Okay, that's fine. Right. Your address, does your phone have a PIN number on it?
Yeah.
Are you prepared? Can I have that PIN number?
Yeah.
What's your PIN number?
1982.
1982. Is that for your new phone, your current one?
Yeah, the current one that I use.
The old phone that you had, does that have a PIN number on it as well?
Yeah, it's the same.
Same PIN?
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. Okay, so gone through your address. So you currently reside in 20. Does anyone else reside in the property?
No.
Does anyone else have keys to the property?
Besides the landlord now.
Just the landlord. Okay. Does anyone ever stay over at the property with you?
My baby's mother has before, and my son, but it doesn't really happen anymore. You know, she'll come over, but she won't stay over.
Right. Okay. How old's your baby?
3.
Oh. The mother of your baby. Can you give me her name? Does she have a date of birth?
No. Yeah, but I can't remember.
How old is she roughly?
She's 34.
34. Okay. So she doesn't stay at the property, but does she visit?
Yeah, she visits with my son.
How often?
Once a week, to once every 2 weeks.
Do you have any other visitors who attend the property?
No.
Okay. When Claire, does she have access to all the rooms in your property? Or does she just stay in the living room?
I mean, she can use the
Free to-
bathroom.
Free to move about?
Yeah, of course. She's not a prisoner or anything.
No, of course. But sometimes people just go visit, they don't go in the bedrooms, they don't go in different areas, they just stay in the living room, things like that.
Yeah,
But she's
sometimes she
got
stays in the living room, you know.
She goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Does she store any items in your property?
No.
Does anyone else store any items in your property?
No.
Just your stuff?
Yeah.
So is everything that's in your house yours?
Yeah.
Everywhere. Okay. Okay. So one of the reasons why you've been arrested today, Dorian, is that. So I'll give you an outline of why you've been arrested. Okay. As I know when you were arrested, you were told it was a purchase of a Section 5 firearm and prohibited weapons. So the information has been received that a package had been intercepted by Border Force on the 30th of June, which was addressed to a gun. The package has contained what is believed to have been a firearm, but it's not yet been classified. So today, officers have attended your address on a Section 8 PACE search warrant, Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984 search warrant, to search your property. During the course of the search, a number of items have been recovered, which we'll go into.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to go through the item that's been recovered by in the post. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know anything about that item?
Yeah, I know the one you mean. I ordered it a while back, but I didn't think for a second it was a firearm firearm, if that makes sense. You know, I said to the arresting officer that, you know, I found a few self-defence weapons that are advertised on Facebook by, well, it appears to be, but it's clearly not, the legitimate businesses operating overseas, and they advertise their products on Facebook, and it's just like if you were buying a hat or a tie bar.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that I was breaking the law for a second, because of the, you know, you wouldn't think someone could advertise guns for sale on Facebook so openly.
Okay.
It's just still kind of wrapping my head around the whole thing, really.
Okay. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to just show you, just for the benefit of the recording.
Right.
So there's a number of images I'm just going to show you. Okay. So
Go for it.
these they've got long reference numbers, so we're just going to read them so they're recorded. So the first image I'm going to show you is exhibit 202.3.0630 underscore 144734. That's the reference number that's been given to this image. So this image, can you describe what's in this image for me?
In this image is a white bubble wrap envelope. To be able to see with the reflection of it.
Easy. There you go.
Thank
Pass
you.
it around. A bit easier.
Yeah, and what looks like to be some sort of metal material, metal framing. It's square. It looks metallic with a couple of other metal things inside it. I'm doing the best I can,
Yeah, that's
honestly.
fine. You describe it as how you see it.
Yeah, and then there's a square, novelty looking gun. You can see a couple of small screws. It's folded away,
Okay.
if that makes sense, so it's a bit hard to say what's what and where, but yeah, that's
Okay.
the best I can
Does that look like the item that you tried to order?
do. Yeah,
That item. What did you think that item was?
a novelty firearm. Just a novelty toy gun.
Right. Okay.
You know, I've got a son, do you know what I mean? I'm always looking for little, you know, toys to play with and stuff like that.
So you thought it was a novelty toy gun,
Yeah.
not a real one.
If I'd have known that was a gun, I wouldn't have, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have touched it. I've got no interest in harming anyone or anything like that. Or even owning anything like that.
So the other images for the record, so I'm going to show you all three, so they're just a bit folded out of the image. So 202.30630 underscore 144843, 144908 and 144933. So all with the same date references. So I'll pass them around to you.
Thank
You don't need to describe them, but what the items are the black object which has been folded out to open up.
Yeah, that is,
So now it looks a bit more like a firearm. So you can
yeah,
see
you
what
can
looks
see
to be
the
trigger.
trigger and a couple of, well, no, actually more than a couple of switches, buttons, I guess.
Yeah.
Some writing.
Do you know what that item was called? Do you remember?
No, like I said, I forgot. To be honest, I'd forgotten I'd ordered it, and I had to jog my memory and think back.
Okay. So
But no, I don't remember what it was. No, I don't even remember the name of the place that sells it, or the shop or company.
okay. So the item what it's called is been named as Lifecard.22WMR. Lifecard is described as being a single shot. I've got it in a reference here. So Lifecard .22 WMR. This is a folding single shot .22 caliber pistol, which has the appearance and size of a stack of credit cards. So it appears to be a hidden firearm. Looks like a stack of cards when it's folded together. That's why it looks like a square on that first image.
Right, yeah.
That hasn't yet been classified. So a firearms examiner hasn't actually looked at that yet. So we're assuming it's a Section 5 firearm because similar items have been recovered around the country which have been identified as lethal purpose firearms. Therefore, they can be fired with bullets. So that's going to be classified by a firearms examiner who will test it to see if it can fire a live round. If it can fire a live round, it will be subject to Section 5 of the Firearms Act, so it'll be an offence. Okay? If it's not, and it is just a novelty, as you say, that's it. It's just a novelty. It doesn't have a firing pin. There's no offences there.
Just, at least that's what
That's what you
thought
thought
it was. So I've got no, you know, one of the officers said when he was putting the door down, he spoke to one of the girls in the nail salon that I live above, and they said to him, you know, he, meaning me, you know, I've turned my whole life around, and you know, this is the last place I ever expected to be. Do you know what I mean? I haven't gone. I haven't broken the law with intent.
No.
At least it's just.
Okay. I appreciate that. I've obviously got to ask you some further questions about the item.
Yeah,
as well.
please do. It's
So, when did you order it, roughly?
maybe minimum 2 months ago. Minimum.
How did you order it? Was it online? Was it by phone? Letter?
Yeah, through a Facebook advert. It says it comes up with like a product, and sometimes it's just an image, sometimes they're like little videos, and it just there's a little button that says shop now. You press shop now. It looks, like I said, it looks above board legitimate. It's advertised on Facebook. You know, one of the most, you know, notorious social media sites, you know, to exist. So you'd think that, you know, you wouldn't think it was illegal, and it's as simple as that. But like I said, it's at least a couple of months ago, and my memory's not so good.
Okay. And how did you order that? Was it on your phone? Was it on a laptop, tablet? Was it what?
On my phone.
On your normal phone.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was through a Facebook advert.
That's what
on
it is.
Facebook itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't need to ask that one. How much did you pay for it? Do you remember?
Less than £50. I think it wasn't expensive. Again, you know, there's maybe £30 to £40 or something, and then there's shipping. You know, it wasn't expensive, so you know you wouldn't think it was a gun.
Right. Did it have any description on the advert to suggest that it might have been a lethal firearm?
Not that I remember. If I'd have even had the slightest inkling to such, I wouldn't have even clicked on the link. But no.
Okay. So you didn't suspect it to be a lethal firearm.
No,
you suspected it to be a novelty toy. Okay. In that first image that I showed you, you made reference to the little metal things that are at the bottom here, indicating on the bottom the brass. This is on image 144734. So from this image, it would look to us that they're shell casings for bullets. Now, obviously, they need to be recovered, tested to see whether they are bullets or whether they're pellets, because this might be for an air rifle. We don't know. But obviously, with the shell casings, we would suggest that they may be bullets at this time. That's why we need to test them. Did you order it with bullets?
No.
Did you know that it came with cartridges like this?
No.
Okay.
I had no idea.
It didn't suggest anything.
If I had any idea there was any wrongdoing, like I said, I just thought it was a simple novelty item advertised on Facebook, and that's how it appeared to be.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So as I say, the item hasn't yet been classified by a firearms examiner. That is going to go off and get it tested and check whether is it real and lethal. Can it fire a real bullet? Then it will be classified as such, and that will determine whether there's an offence there or not. Okay. What did you plan to do with it? This item?
Just to probably keep it. Like I said, it was a novelty, so I'll probably. I mean, obviously, if I'd have got it in the post, realised what it was, I think I'd have been torn between maybe trying to throw it away or hand it into a police station. But you know, I just thought it'd be something, you know, just another thing to throw in my son's toy box.
Yeah. No problem. Okay, so the item was sent to your home address, which you said before. It was placed on the envelope, which you can't quite see here, but it came in the report, that it had the mobile telephone number. Is that your phone number?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and also had the email address.
My
Is that your email address? Okay, that's fine. It was in the name of Gordon Bennett.
Yeah.
Why Gordon Bennett?
It's a little in-joke that I have with the baby's mother. I always, because I'm trying to be as Christian as possible, I'm trying to stop swearing.
Okay.
Even in front of men, I don't swear in front of women and children at all, but I always say Gordon Bennett, and it's something that she pokes fun at, so, you know what I mean.
Okay. So did you put Gordon Bennett on the end?
Yeah.
That's why it's come in that name?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Answers all that questions? Right, okay, so just to summarise where we're at so far, so this item has been sent from China. That's where it's originated from, that's where the postal system, because it's written on the envelope. It's been sent to Gordon Bennett at your home address, your mobile phone number, your email address, which you agree that you've sent those details. That's how you've ordered it.
Yeah, it's, you know, when you autofill on a form online to save you typing, so that's why it's done that.
It's done that, okay.
Yeah.
So, no dispute, you've ordered it.
Yeah,
You've
but
ordered off
it's
off
under
Facebook.
false pretense though, do you know what I mean?
You've ordered it from Facebook.
If I knew it was, you know, if I knew it was a fucking gun, I wouldn't have. I'd have probably reported the ad if anything, not gone on board something thing, do you know what I mean?
Okay. You thought it was a novelty toy, didn't for one moment
didn't
think that
say
it was
didn't say the word gun, firearm, or ammunition, or you know, anything to suggest that it was actually you know something that could kill someone, something lethal.
Okay.
You know.
That's fine. So covered all the stuff to do with the firearm.
Right.
So now we just need to cover some items that were recovered from your property.
Yeah.
Okay, during the search. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. So during, obviously, because of what was sent through the post and they thinking the firearm, they obtained a search warrant under Section 8 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984
Right.
to search your property.
Right.
Okay. The officers have attended your property today and have entered, as no one was present, so they've forced entry to your property to search, as per the warrant powers. They've come across a number of items. I just want to show you this sort of diagram there. Does that look like your property?
Oh wait, yeah.
More or less of a layout.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So on this diagram, there's one bedroom. In the
Yeah,
property.
one bed, one bath, one front room.
Your bedroom, then I take it. That's where you sleep.
Yes, that's right.
No one else is in that property, as we established before. Okay. So what I need to do is I've got a number of images for you. There's six items. If you were present at the time, they would have gone through like a Q&A, question and answer thing, to ask you what it is, what is it, who's belonged
Right,
to.
well, I was at work, wasn't I?
Of course, yeah. So, and that's not you were at work. So what we'll do is I've got the images here, so we'll go through it now. Okay.
Okay.
So, and I'll ask you some questions. Alright, so item 1 is exhibit GW1. What is in GW1? Don't worry about the radio, but the item in the bag.
Right, yeah. It's the self-defense hiking stick.
Self-defense hiking stick. Okay.
Yes.
And who does that belong to?
It belongs to me.
It's just a question we have to go through. Same ones each
No,
time.
that just, you know, you keep saying like that, just ask, it's fine.
So we've got item GW2. What is it?
It's a 10-inch hunting knife that I bought to do a gardening job because outside the doorway of the back door there was a tree growing down and it was hitting people as we were going through, so I used that to cut the branches and such.
Okay, and who's it belong to?
It belongs to me.
Okay. Item reference GW3.
That's the spare smartphone.
Spare smartphone.
Yeah, that's the slow one I was mentioning to you.
Okay, and belongs to you
Yeah.
as well. Lovely. Okay, item GW4. So what's in GW4?
That's mine. That's a Dan Wesson 357 Magnum air gun I purchased at the Wirral Air Gun store 2 years ago now.
So it's an air weapon.
Yes, that's right. It was bought legally though. I mean, I'm not myself now. But I had to bring my passport to the shop and everything, so that's got to be legally owned.
Okay, and belongs to you.
Yeah. You should. You know, if you check the serial number, I'm sure it'll come up as mine.
Okay. GW5.
A switchblade with a knuckle duster incorporated into the handle.
Okay. And yours as well.
Yeah, That was bought on a Facebook advert too.
Right, okay. And the last item is JS01. It's the same airsoft pistol that was in the other image, but the metal items that are here.
Yeah, they're air shells with the pellets loaded into the back of them.
Right, okay. For the air weapon that was
For the air gun, yeah.
Okay.
They came with the air gun, and the ammunition was designed for that air gun as well.
Okay. So just got to go through a few more specific questions then for each item then. So GW1, the self-defence stick, where did you get that from?
Again, an advert on Facebook. It was actually advertised as a Mother's Day special sale.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and I remember the advert oddly quite well. It had a little montage, if you will, various shots of I think one was a woman pulling out a handbag, and it was a self-defence / hiking stick dual purpose tool.
Okay.
And I ordered it. It came in the post, and that's all there is to it really. It's pretty much the same with the other one that we mentioned before, the switchblade with the incorporated knuckle duster.
Right.
So advertised on Facebook. I thought, oh, it looks tasty, you know what I mean? And ordered it, came in the post.
How much did you pay for it? Do you remember?
Again, about the same ballpark figure, £30.
Yeah.
It's just so long ago, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't.
Whenabouts did you order this? Or when did you
When?
get it? Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
A while ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have a good memory.
No, that's
I
okay.
used to be like a heavy cannabis smoker, and I have quit in February, but I've noticed it's affected my memory since.
No, that's absolutely fine. I appreciate answering the questions and talking to us. It makes it easy for us. Would you say you bought it this year, last year? How many? Or a really long time ago?
I feel like it's not this year. Probably some point last year, but that could be any point.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So it's a metal self-defense stick, like a baton.
Yeah, but it had in the title of the list, and I remember because I thought that's weird. But they made the video of it being used as a hiking stick as well.
It's the same sort of thing that the police have as batons.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Same defence. Okay. Item GW2. I think you've covered what I'm going to ask you. You got this as a gardening item.
Yeah, it was for the purpose of gardening. Yeah.
Okay. And where did you get this one from?
From a UK supplier called Palpax. They do all sorts of. They do air guns, some build shotguns as well.
Right.
Let's see, little hatchet axes, some camping equipment outdoor. They have an ID delivery check service, and for when you order it via DPD.
Yeah.
Got it. I'd say that's more recently, definitely this year, maybe about a month or two ago.
Okay.
And like I said, used it for a job because you've seen above the shutter shelter on the back door of the nail salon there's a large growth, and it was a lot larger than what it is now.
Yeah.
I used it to cut down a lot of that, and then threw the waste in the bin.
So you use it as gardening tools.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Just to cut down dead tree, dead branch.
And the lever holder, it came with that.
Yeah, it came with that. Came in it as well. It came in a box. Didn't just come bare.
Yeah.
Well, it came in a box, and
Okay, that's fine. Item GW3, which was your old phone. Not going to go into it. You've already covered that when I asked you about your phone. Before,
yeah, it's just an old smartphone. It has, I think it has Facebook on it, but it has just like my eBay, online banking. It's just an emergency backup phone in case my old one was to break, and then that way I've still got contact with, like my online banking, my baby's mum that see me son. It's a spare phone.
It's important now, isn't it? Everything's online.
Yeah.
Can't live without phones.
Exactly.
Now everything's all there.
No, you're right.
GW4, which is the air pistol.
Yes.
So where did you get this from? You said,
The Wirral Air Gun Store.
Wirral Air Gun Store.
I believe you go to Ellesmere Port train station, and it's a 10-minute walk from there. I rang up and inquired about it because it's a nice looking gun. I think some guns like works of art, definitely.
357, like Dirty Harry.
Well,
I can't
everyone associates the Magnum with Dirty Harry the
Yeah.
movie, but I more associate it with Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. But it just looked like a nice air pistol, and I thought, hey, when my son's older, you know, I'll be able to teach him how to use it, and it's good father-son activity.
Yeah.
I've never used it myself, ironically. I think I paid $199.99 if I remember exactly right. I don't have the receipt anymore. And it came with 6 shells, some ammunition that's in them.
Yeah.
I had to provide my passport as a proof of ID, and I saw the shop clerk, he did something with that, so I'm sure it's legally registered to me, it's legal to own, you know, it was sold in a shop in broad daylight, not a dodgy advert on Facebook.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just stayed under the bed ever since, with all the other little gadgets.
Okay. So what will happen with that one, because of what it is, we have to test it to check that it's below the foot-pounds allowed by the prescription law. So within the law,
there's a power limit or something like that.
I think it's 12 foot-pounds it's allowed. That will go to our forensic lab to be tested.
And then
If it's below that, no issues, you'll be able to have it back.
if it's above it, can they lower it? If that makes sense, can they alter it to be? No,
No, I don't
it shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean?
As you say, if you've bought it from a legitimate store and you've paid, as you say,
There's a serial number beneath the barrel. If you check that out, I'm sure my name will come up.
So I think if you've bought it from a legit store,
Yeah.
it's sold in the UK, it's probably going to be below the threshold.
Yeah, I can't
Or
imagine it being
it's gonna
above the
be just
legal.
below the threshold, so it should be there.
Yeah.
So, but it'll obviously have to go and be tested to make sure.
Yeah, no,
that
that's
it
fine.
is fine.
Okay.
If it is and it's below that, you'll probably be able to have that back if you want it back because it's legal. It's your property.
Yeah.
But obviously we've got to check.
No,
to make sure.
that's fine. Like I said, it hasn't been used. It's
No, that's fine. Are you part of any airsoft things? I know you said you didn't shoot it apart from any airsoft clubs or anything like that.
No, they have a shooting range in the Wirral Air Gun store. I remember, like I said, tested it out a couple of times,
Yeah.
and he said you have to ring up to book, and you can get like an hour slot in there. And I thought about it, but I've never, I go to church, and that's it. I don't really mix too much with people. I talk to girls and women. I like to get their phone numbers, and that's about it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So GW5 is the knuckle duster with switchblade.
Yeah.
Where did you get this from?
Again, same story. An advert on Facebook. They showed a video of a guy, well, I'm presuming a guy's hand, in a black glove, and it looked pretty cool. And I thought, wow, and just bought it. Came in the post, and that's the story.
How much did you pay for it?
Again, around the £30 mark. None of this stuff was right. I mean, besides the air gun, all of this stuff was about the same price. I think the hunt knife was a bit cheaper, maybe £20-25.
Yeah. Not overly expensive.
No.
This blade here.
Yeah.
What is this blade always out, or does it sit inside?
It can sit inside, and then there's a little raised switch, I guess you'd call it, and you push that, and then the blade can pop out.
Okay. That's fine. And the last items are on JSO1. The case cartridges are there. The airsoft cartridges for.
Yeah.
For
they come with
airsoft
the air
That's
gun when you purchase it.
I think there's 6 there actually as well. So
Yeah, because
That's what you got
there's
with
6 that go into the barrel of a traditional Magnum.
that's fine. I need to tell you though, in relation to, I don't know whether you're aware of it, in relation to GW1 and GW5, so the extending baton.
It was called a telescopic, self-defense telescopic hiking stick.
Right.
Mother's Day special, so I
Yeah.
must have bought it around Mother's Day, so I can tell you that much. But as for the switchblade, we can only speculate.
So because it's a switchblade and knuckle duster combined, and because of the self-defense stick baton, as it's described in law, under Section 46 of the Offensive Weapons Act 2019, it is now an offence to possess these items even in a private dwelling It never used to be, but since 2019 it's now an offence to possess them, even in a private home.
Right, I wasn't aware of this. Like I said, these items, they were advertised in a legitimate manner on a popular social media platform, so I was under the impression that these were perfect to own. You know, I never, you know, as I said, I never heard of the police when I ordered either of them. They arrived in the post as normal, and you know, just like anything else, like when you order a Blu-ray from eBay, you know, it just turns up, you bought it, you paid for it, you own it. That's
of course. But we have to obviously tell you that it is an offence to possess them, even in a private house. Possession of switchblade, knuckle dusters. Obviously, this one's a combined version, and to possess a extending self-defence stick, baton, metal pole, anything like that, in that style, it's now an offence to possess that.
So it's completely illegal to own a knife like that.
Anything
you cannot buy them. Well, you're not supposed to be able to buy them legally in this. Right.
Because anything with a locking blade like this, or where you press a button for the blade to come out, it's illegal now. It can't be possessed under the Offence of Weapons Act 2019. There's a number of other items which you obviously haven't got in your property, but popular items that we come across quite a lot. So like things like zombie knives, where they've got all sorts of writing on.
That's the only one that I know is illegal, because they've been on the news quite a lot, haven't they? And one of the arresting officers out there said, "Oh, he was in possession of a zombie knife." I said, "No, I've never tried to own a zombie knife." I said, "The zombie knife's got there's two things. Let me remember. It's got a fully serrated blade around the full edge, on both sides and to the tip, and it's got like words, images, slogans on it. You know, like fake splattered blood and things that suggest that the knife is to be used for violence."
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
that's the definition of a zombie knife.
That was bought at Pal Packs. You can Google them.
Yeah, no. The item that the officer's referring to, we believe, is GW2. I'm quite happy to say this is not a zombie knife.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's not a zombie knife in
no,
any way.
He said he tried being smart out there, saying, "Oh, the CPS will decide that." I thought, no, I can decide that right now. That is not a zombie knife.
I'm quite happy that this is not a zombie knife.
Yeah.
They've said a curved blade. It's not a curved blade by the definition of the law. A curved blade is like a curved sword, like
I've seen
like a
pictures
samurai
of them.
sword, where it's got kind of a curved blade on it, and the length is more than 50 centimetres would be the offence. This.
You can own samurai swords, can't you? People have them hanging on the walls.
As long as the blade is less than 50 centimetres.
Good to know.
Yeah. I wouldn't advise you to go out and buy one though, just in case.
No, to be honest, free to buy anything now online, do you know what I mean? It turns out I've successfully bought one too.
Yeah.
Prohibited weapons, and
obviously
the third one being a full-blown gun, you know what I mean? Not just an air gun.
So obviously this item, it will be passed to the CPS for them to make a decision on whether it is an offence. It's definitely not a zombie knife.
No.
I can say that. If you're using it for gardening, it'll be down to CPS.
Definitely
to
not
decide.
an offence either, so it's alright.
We'll pop that too.
Yeah, it's more for camping trips. Inside the handle, you can unscrew that. There's the piece on the bottom. You can unscrew that, and inside that is a compass. And I discovered it by complete accident.
Right.
Actually, when I bought it. And inside there's a match, a phosphorus strip, some fishing wire,
like a
camp. It's a camping
survival kit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like for being out in wilderness environments.
Okay.
And it looks nice as well, I think.
Yeah.
It's got a nice shape, and it got the job done with the garden, and it was done pretty quickly. It just got the ladders up and went up.
Yeah.
And just chopped straight through. It's a handy, efficient tool.
Yeah. So that, as we say, we'll put that forward. Obviously, we're going to test the air pistol, make sure it's not below the thing, above the threshold. Obviously, it's just these two that are offences to possess.
So had I obviously bought them knowing that they were, outlawed, I get the, punishment element there, but what happens to me now? Because
well, what would happen to, at the moment, we need to get the other item tested, whether that's legitimate or not. There's the new one, the black card, life card.
Yeah,
we need to get that tested to see whether it's lethal first, and that one first. What will happen to this will be put to the CPS along with what you've said in the interview today, that of how you've described it, how you've come about it.
Yeah.
We put that to them. that you don't believe it was a lethal purpose firearm.
No.
We don't make the decision. It's down to the CPS to decide what they take from that. It's down to them. And then we just gather evidence and we put exactly what you've said to us. A full transcript of this recording will go to them, so they will see and the audio, so they'll be able to listen to what you've said and what you've described, along with the images of what's been.
I so much feel like an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Really, it really does make me feel stupid.
It's stuff on Facebook, isn't it? I mean, I've seen the same advert for one of these as a self-defense stick. I've seen the same advert.
So alright, that will make me feel better.
It
But
does
you know,
pop- it does pop up.
you know, and it looks legitimate, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Only because I know the law
Yeah,
against what it is.
But to the average,
Yeah.
Joe,
You can't.
like
you
myself, how would they be able to discern it? Yeah, they go, oh, I fancy that, and you know, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. You know.
That's because they can't be possessed in the UK.
Yeah.
So just to go back to firearms questions, we've got to just ask you some general firearms questions. It'll be quite quick. So do you have a firearms certificate?
No.
So it's a license to possess
No,
firearms.
I don't own anything like that.
Have you ever had a firearms certificate?
No, I haven't.
Do you know anyone that does have a firearms certificate?
No.
Have you ever been a member of a gun club?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever been to a gun club?
No.
Do you know how to strip down firearms, break them down to individual pieces? Have you ever done anything like that? Take them apart?
I mean, I could do. I mean, I've never tried or I've never explored the subject, but I'm pretty sure I could.
Have you ever touched firearms, anything like that?
No, I've never been around them. Or...
Only the air pistol.
Yeah. I used air rifles in France when I was 14, so I'm familiar with air guns, but not firearms that fire shells, bullets, not guns.
Okay, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen as well is part of this, we've got your phones, obviously, so they're going to be downloaded as part of the thing, which will probably show that you bought them online. That's all the questions I've got. I've got no further questions in relation to anything. To just summarise what we've said, the item that we originally talked about is the life card firearm you've bought from Facebook. You believe that it was a novelty item, it was not a lethal purpose firearm. You bought it, sent it to your address in the name of Gordon Bennett with your mobile number, your email address. At no point did you believe that it was a lethal purpose firearm, or if it is, but it still remains to be tested as to whether it might be or not, so we don't actually know for definite. That will be tested. The items are in your property. You've accepted that you've purchased all the items that are in your property and given an explanation for them. You weren't aware that the baton and the flick knife were prohibited weapons, and you weren't allowed to possess them, but they were in your property and have been purchased by you a number of years ago. The air pistol was purchased by you a couple of years ago for about £199. You've never fired it, you bought it, and you believe it to be a full air pistol and not illegal.
Yeah, it's an air pistol, it's CO2 powered. The CO2 is stored in the handle.
Cool. And GW2, the silver knife, which was described to you as a zombie knife, which happy it's not a zombie knife, that was purchased to do garden maintenance for the tree above your door.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and it's also got a survival kit for camping inside the handle.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I've got no further questions. Do you have any questions you want to ask? No. Is there anything you wish to add, clarify for an interview?
Well, I just want you to know, I've done the best I can. I've tried to be as transparent as possible in all of this, and I've never intended to break the law with any of this. Do you know what I mean? If I knew that these things were illegal, I wouldn't have touched any of it, of course. Do you know what I mean?
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate
it. I feel like a bit of a moron. Do you know what I mean?
It is what it is, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. Well, what if it's going to prison?
That's why we need to test the other items to see whether it is a lethal purpose firearm.
So what's the worst case scenario for me?
If it's a lethal purpose firearm, the offence is purchasing a firearm. Section 5 Firearms
Well,
Act.
whether I was, does the fact that I wasn't aware of it being a lethal firearm play into that at all? I mean,
Well, it'd be
surely that's an outstanding factor.
Well, it would be down to the CPS to decide that part, and it would also, if it did go to court, that would be part of your defence. Okay. Likewise, the other items, whether you knew, that would be down to a defence. Okay. Anything else you want to ask?
Could I have a phone number for the place to turn off my phone so I can maybe...
It'll just be through ourselves with 101. We don't have a
so I can
specific-
ring 101 and ask for a progress update.
Okay. In that case, I've got no further questions. So I'm going to now end this interview. The time by my watch is 19:07 hours, and this interview is terminated.
So after the recording stopped, the police detective, he asked me had I ever been to prison. I told him no. I said the furthest I've ever gone is police custody, and he looked at me just for a second and he went, "You'd be fine," and or something like that. I'm pretty sure those were his exact words. He said, "You'd be fine. You'd be okay." And I got up, walked back to my cell with the two detectives, or just one of them, in fact, behind me. The other one, I think it was Detective Hamilton. He cleared up, all the laptops and whatnot, and went back to do the more bureaucratic work. But the other detective, his name escapes me now as I'm recording, walked me back to my cell. I went inside, he closed me away, and I told him that I was struggling with some mental health difficulties, suicidal ideation tendencies, and that I had special resources on my phone that had been confiscated that helped me out. It was just it was an attempt just to try and get my things back sooner rather than later. It didn't work, but it didn't matter. I just bought the cheapest smartphone that I could the next day anyway. And I remember I just thought, I've got to do this. This idea came into my head as I was speaking to him through the hatch in my cell door, and I was looking him in the eyes, and I thought, I'm just going to do something nuts here, and we'll see if it works or if I get battered for it. And I stuck my hand out of the cell door towards him with an open palm, and I looked him in the eyes and I said, "Thanks, detective." And he shook my hand firmly and he said, "You're very welcome," and walked away. And I just remember thinking when he grabbed my hand that I could have broken his fingers, I could have broken your hand, I could have pulled you in and snapped your arm or something. And I guess having that kind of control or having that power but not using it, it gave me back a sense of control over the situation. And it was, I've never had a bad day in police custody, honestly. I don't know what it is, but there is a part of me that likes it. Maybe I feel more in my element. I do have this thing in me sometimes where I've got to break the rules, and the afterwards, the consequences, they don't come into play, or they just don't matter. Sometimes I've got to do it. But yeah, make sure you don't forget to like the video, comment on it, let me know what you think about what I'm doing. The comments so far have been very few but interesting, and I really hope to see many more from yourselves. Don't be afraid to come out and speak forward and address me. I'm completely fine with that. The more people engaging with me, the merrier, as they say. So yeah, that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video, and arrivederci.